the pains in marriage are multiplied when imperfection is magnified. Okay, everybody, welcome back to Successful Marriage and Relationship. I will be treating this topic. This person, Chibest, said we should talk about the purpose of marriage. He said, Chibest said we should talk about the purpose of marriage. Now, I'll get this clear, everybody. Make sure you watch this video to the end. This is one advice I will advise you. Make sure you watch this video to the end. Now get this clear. I will tell you one thing about marriage. Marriage is a blessing. Marriage is what? A blessing. If you are married, it is a blessing. I will tell you another thing about marriage. In marriage, nobody is perfect. Okay? In marriage, nobody is perfect. There is no Mr. Perfect. No. There is no what? Mr. Perfect. You may call him Mr. Perfect because he has percentage of things you see more than the things you are not seeing. Okay? Probably you call him Mr. Perfect because your desire for a man, the kind of what you see, what you want a man to be doing is what he is doing, meaning that it does not mean he is perfect. There are times where he will still do the imperfect. There is no perfect person in marriage. There is no perfect person in marriage. No matter the anointing, no matter, it doesn't matter if he's a prophet, he's a bishop, he's a bishopess, he's a prophetess, a pastor, a pastress, an evangelist, what's it called again? There is no perfect person in marriage. These are some of the things I want to tell you. Some of these things first. There is no perfect person in marriage. Understand this thing. You can only, your pains can be multiplied in marriage if imperfection is multiplied. Your pains, the pains in marriage are multiplied when imperfection is magnified. I will say this again. The pains people go through in marriage is multiplied when imperfection, when imperfection is multiplied. When bad character is multiplied. When people don't understand how to avoid trouble. I will call it how to avoid what? Trouble. How to avoid trouble. That's one of the things that causes pain in marriage to be multiplied. Understand that. Do what? Understand that. There are strategies. Get this clear. In every home, I'm saying this again. In every home, there are always one strategy, one trouble or the other. But what makes people move on even in the midst of trouble is the ability to understand how to avoid the trouble and how to move on. People begin to focus on the negative part of their spouse and begin and ignore the good part of their spouse. Hear this. Everybody, for your wife you got married to, for your husband you got married to, that you think they are the devil himself, there is a good part of them you are not focusing on. There is what? A good part of them you are not focusing on. Anytime you focus on the good part of a person, you multiply that good part. Did somebody hear me now? Anytime you focus on the good part of your spouse, you multiply it. Whatever you focus on, you begin to see even the micro part of it. Do we get this now? Whatsoever you focus on in marriage, you begin to see even the micro part, the minimal part of it. If you focus on that your husband has bad mouth, the day he will tell you good morning with a good heart, you will see the good morning, you will see some symptoms of bad mouth in the good morning. If you focus on the fact that your wife cannot cook, the day she will cook fried rice that people are enjoying, you will taste a little taste of too much Maggi. If you focus on the fact that your wife or husband cannot make love, anytime you make love together, you will still smell and feel this imperfection. Please understand these things. Whatever you focus on, you see the depth of it in marriage. I'm trying to tell you things about marriage first. I'm trying to tell you what marriage is all about and why people cry in marriage. Okay? You can harvest the good out of every person. Harvest the good out of every person. Everybody have good character and everybody have bad character. The area you focus on, you harvest. Understand that. Do what? Understand that. Is he cheating on you? You can harvest the good part of him. Yes, you can what? Harvest the best part of him and he will stop it. And he will what? Stop it. Yeah, understand this. Now, what is the purpose of marriage? What is the purpose of marriage? If you read the Bible in the book of Genesis, the Lord said, He said, now let us make man in our own image and likeness. He said, let them have dominion over all the earth. Let them have dominion over all the, I believe Genesis chapter 1 from verse 26. Say, let them have dominion over all the earth. Let them dominate. Let them multiply. Now get this clear. When we are talking about the purpose of marriage, we must look at the original mindset of God behind when He established marriage. Marriage was not mankind establishment. It was a divine establishment from the beginning. It was what? A divine establishment from what? The beginning. It was a divine establishment from the beginning. Understand this now. Now, if we are looking at the purpose of marriage, we must go deep and look at the mind of God when He established man, when He structured the man and brought out the spirit called a woman in order to complement him. What did God say when He made the both of them? He said, go, multiply, be fruitful. Now, what is the purpose of marriage? One of the purpose of marriage is for you to dominate. Dominate. And dominating, you have to what? Come to agreement. Amos 3:3. Can two? Who are these two? Husband and wife. Can two work together? Can two achieve the purpose of God except they agree? Can two work together? Can two achieve the purpose of God except they agree? Understand these things. Understand these things. And get this clear. From the beginning, when God created, until man fell, this agreement have been there. It has never been an issue. But until, oh God, I'm going into deeper things now. Until man fell, the agreement was broken. I told you guys, I said, and I will say it again, a woman is an angel in human form. A woman is what? An angel in human form. That's why it is only the woman that has capacity to reproduce. Because the angel was present, has the capacity to reproduce when the angel was present during the time of creation. That's why the woman has the capacity to create. No man has a man has no capacity to create. A man has no what? Capacity to create. A man has no capacity to what? To create. Okay, some persons will ask me now, what is the purpose? Let me not go deep into that. What is the purpose of marriage in our today dispensation? The Bible said, I believe in Genesis chapter 18, the Lord said, He said, how will I hide this thing from Abraham, knowing that he will teach his children to fear me, to fear the Lord. God bring the both of you together. Get this clear. Whether you accept it or not, whether you think your marriage was a mistake or not, whether you think you made a mistake marrying her or not, whether you think she's the devil agent or not, there is a common bond. There is a common thing in both of you that triggered together. There is something common between the both of you that triggered together, which is important. The purpose, one of the purpose of marriage is to bring that good out of you and bring the good out of you and produce a child that will be a greater person. That will be what? A greater person. Okay? Marriage is agreement. Marriage is what? Agreement. Marriage is agreement. You are married because you have agreed to put resources together and build a generation that will be better than your own generation. To have children, that's why in some countries they tell you are not the owner of the child. They even pay you for giving birth to the child because they tell you are not the owner of the child. Every child is for the government. Because they understand that every child is the future of that country. And if properly taken care of, they will have the right mentality to be great in life. That's why the emotion of every parent disturbs to the children. That I don't know if you watched the video which I made concerning the mystery of having children. I think it's on Facebook. You need to go watch that. The mystery of children. The mystery of what? Of children. Okay, I tell people, if a family, if you as a man, you divorce your wife, your children it will disturb them. It will disturb them. You gave birth to, the Lord gave them to you in order for you guys together in agreement, build them up to be great people, to the fear of God, to the betterment of the society. These are the purposes of marriage. These are what? The purpose of marriage. Another purpose of marriage for some people, how will I put this now? Another purpose of marriage is for you to avoid sin. Avoid what? Sin. He said, a man shall leave his father's house and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Instead of you jumping from one woman to another and you have the resources to settle down, just settle down and build an empire. Build a great family. These are some of the purposes of marriage. The future, you are married not just for the both of you. The feeling, how you guys feel is important. That's why we bring this platform for you to get the right knowledge and get the right mentality and emotion to be able to bring your children, the destiny of your children are important. The destiny of your children, you are married because of the destiny of your children. It is important. It is what? Important. It is important. You need the right mind because of your children. The two of you need to live together because of your children. There is an expectation God is trying to derive from the both of you married together. That's why He allowed you guys to marry. Get this clear. For every marriage, you are married, you are genuinely married, there are strategies you can follow to reproduce the goodness, the good part of your spouse. There are strategies you can follow to produce the good part of your spouse. But it is only when you are impatient and you don't have the ability, you don't want to continue, that you quit. It's not that you can't make it right. You can make it right. You can what? Make it right. Okay, try to what? Try to understand these things, and the Lord bless you. Okay, and I will tell you this, for every marriage, I tell you guys, you need the Holy Spirit. Jesus Christ said, he said, I will go and send you another comforter who will teach you all things. Who will teach you what? All things. You need the Holy Spirit. Okay. There are times when in my life I just get annoyed, and when I'm on my own, the Spirit of God begin to talk with me. Go back there, go and apologize. Go apologize, and trust the man who will do me under and apologize. You need the Holy Spirit. Okay. If you have the right knowledge and your husband or wife doesn't have the right knowledge, you need the Holy Spirit. Give her charge. Commit her to the hand of God. Very, very important. Okay. Understand, the purpose of marriage for a different family varies. It's what? It varies. It's dependent on the family and the purpose of God for that family. It varies. The purpose of my family cannot be the purpose of your family. It what? It varies. Understand these things, and God bless you.